Welcome to a brand new series. My name is Lady Axe, and this is my gaming channel at Lady Axe Gaming. If you are new here, I would like to welcome you. If you are returning, I would like to welcome you back. Thanks you so much for supporting my channel. I'm going to be bringing out a new series, and I'm calling this series, Would You Build This? In this series, I will get my inspiration either from reference images that I find on Pinterest or Google, or just my own creative brain. And I'm going to be attempting to recreate those things right here in my brand new super flat Minecraft world. And then at the end of each episode, you guys are going to get to tell me how I did and if you would build that structure in your own Minecraft world. I figured this series would be a fun way to not only challenge myself and get out of my comfort zone as far as building goes in Minecraft, but I figured it would be also a fun way to interact and engage with you guys. So with that said, let's get into the very first build. Today's build comes from Pinterest. I found the image while I was scouring Pinterest for some different build ideas. And this one is just a cute little cottage out in the middle of nowhere. I'll put it on the screen here so you can kind of tell what it looks like, kind of more of a cottagecore type vibe, which I really love. I'm going to go ahead and move into a quick time lapse of me building this little cottage, and then at the very end I will kind of go over why I chose the certain blocks that I chose and all that fun stuff. And then you guys can, like I said, you guys can give me your feedback and let me know if you would build it in your own Minecraft world. But with all that said, let's get into the time lapse. right, everybody. So this is the finished result of my very first build for this series. And I am going to go ahead and take you guys on a little tour of this little cottage that I've built. And I'm going to give you a little rundown on the different block palettes that I use, the block styles, block types, whatever you want to call them, and why I use them. Then at the very end, like I said, you guys can tell me what you think of it. Give me some feedback. Maybe let me know what you would change or do differently or add to it down in the comments. And also, if you do end up using this build in one of your Minecraft worlds, I want to see a picture of it. Send me a screenshot. You can post it in the comments so that I can see it. Let's go ahead and get right into the tour. I'm going to go ahead and put a picture of the reference image on the screen here. So we kind of get a little side-by-side action going on so we can compare the two, if you will. Now, it's not 100% accurate to the original reference photo, and I wasn't going for 100% accuracy. And with Minecraft, you can't really, I mean, you can. I've seen people do some really amazing stuff in Minecraft, so I'm not going to say you couldn't match that reference photo 100%. But for this particular image, I didn't want to go 100% accurate. I wanted to leave a lot of wiggle room for creative license and my own spin on the picture, if you will. So I definitely tried to use it more as an inspiration rather than uh, a copy, if you will. But right off the bat, you come along, and in the picture, you see that there is this kind of dirt path, and it's overgrown with some grass and moss, and there's some trees in the background, and there's some flowers littered around the grass. I really just love how this turned out. I used rooted dirt, but of course, if you use this in your own world, you can choose whatever path block you like. And, especially if you have something like a village or a town that you've already built and you want to kind of stick with your aesthetic in that village, you can definitely change this to whatever that would be. So you can definitely change that if you'd like. But I went ahead and went with just a regular path block just to kind of keep it simple. And I did add some trees. You could make custom trees if you want. I bet you some custom trees would look really fabulous though here. I'm still working on my custom tree game, if you will. Maybe later on, one of the episodes in this series could be a tree of some sort. As you walk along here, you come up to the front here and, oh, sorry, I'm lagging a little bit. So in the original image, there are a lot more warm tones, and my original idea was to use like the mud bricks and some other more warm toned block types in order to achieve that look from the reference image, but it just was not sitting right with me. I liked the warm tones and stuff like that, but they weren't quite catching the the vibe that I was going for. So I went ahead and used more of our stone types that we have, which definitely cooled it down a little bit. I was really trying to achieve that sort of rundown little cottage or cabin out in the middle of nowhere. And I think these block types really lean into that. It really feels very quaint and cottage core like. And that is definitely the style that I was going for, especially since, I mean, that's the style of the reference photo. And like I said, I wasn't going for 100% accuracy to the reference photo, but I did glean a lot of inspiration from that photo. I'm going to bring my arm back here for a minute. I did add this little overhang here. This wasn't in the original reference photo. It just adds more character, which is what I was going for here. Because, I mean, with the different stone types, this was feeling pretty noisy and busy. And I really think that just broke that up and added some interest to the front of this home. And I also added some foliage coming off the upper story window, second story window, as well as the lower windows here. I added some foliage under. For the windows, as you can see, since we don't really have window panes and window sills, I went ahead and used the trapdoors in the exposed copper. And I honestly think it really kind of adds a little pop of color and also complements some of the other colors that are in this build, including the browns and greens and the stuff. And I think it really just kind of brings everything together. And I really like this. I love the copper doors, the trap doors. I like how it has this pattern in here. And I honestly think it just added a lot to this build. Something else, if you notice, kind of halfway up in the reference photo, there begins this sort of like paneling. And I wanted to try to achieve that here. And so what I ended up doing was using the spruce trap doors. And I think that was a really great way to kind of interpret that for this little Minecraft cottage. Then we come over here because in the image you can see there's a fireplace. I didn't really think about it until just now, but I could have added some other stone type to maybe kind of like make it look like it's worn and weathered as well. Let's do that right now while we're on camera. So you could do something like this and maybe add some character and some texture to the build to kind of, like I said, make it look like it's weathered and and run down. Oh, that adds so much. That adds so much to this build. You could definitely do something like that, but I didn't think of it right off right off the bat when I was building this. So it's lacking some character, but I honestly really like how it turned out. I have such a hard time with chimneys and the smokestacks and stuff like that. So I really actually do like how this turned out overall. But I continued this paneling over on this side. There's some more paneling here. There's a lot going on the sides here or in the back. As you can see, the stonework continues. So that's pretty much it for the outside. Now, this build was definitely a study in trusting the process. I'm a perfectionist and I have a hard time with symmetry. And I think trusting the process was the right way to go because I really think this is super cute. So now we're going to go on the inside. I didn't do too much interior work. I decided to go ahead and kind of leave an open floor plan just to kind of show you guys how it can be laid out. It's pretty quaint, so you'd have to make it, pretty comfy cozy, if you will. And then I did add a second story using the slab. I mean, you could do anything up here. As you can see, I've added some storage up here and some bookshelves. I did the exposed beams since I was kind of going for a little bit more woodsy cottage type thing. But that's pretty much it for this build. I am really happy with how this turned out for my very first episode. I'm really glad that I went with a more simple build. Like I said, now it is your turn. Let me know what you think of this build and would you build it in your own Minecraft world? And like I said, if you do use this in your own Minecraft world, I want to see it. Take a screenshot, post it in the comments below, and let me know what you do with it. That is the end of this episode for now. I'm going to go ahead and hop off here. I hope you all have a wonderful, blessed day, blessed week, blessed month, blessed year, whatever you're watching this from. Just hope you're blessed. And I will catch you all later. Bye.